What do you think if I say that 2024 is the right year for us to open UiTM to non-bumi putra?
Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar MPP Universiti Teknologi Mara UiTM menyeru mahasiswa di universiti itu memakai pakaian hitam esok. Ia sebagai membantah rancangan membuka universiti itu kepada pelajar bukan bumi putra.
Did you feel disappointed, sad or angry? Or do you see me as a racist when I ask you that kind of question? What do you say if I say that the failure of Malay people specifically in the economic field is because they are lazy dan mereka sebenarnya tak berusaha pun? This sort of statement was not made by ordinary people, bukan orang-orang biasa seperti saya yang buat this kind of statement, but by the Malay leader themselves. It is difficult to ascertain whether this statement was born as a form of provocation or indeed from a feeling of disappointment. The question is, adakah Melayu ini betul-betul malas?
Melayu ni mereka malas, tak ada pandangan yang jauh.
Dari dulu kerajaan memberi bantuan banyak. Keinginan untuk menaik taraf tu tak begitu bersemangat. Dia selesa di comfort zone. I just say lah.
Kalau betul Melayu ni malas, there is no way they will go out tapping rubber since early in the morning. Dan kalau betul Melayu ni malas, which race yang pergi ke sea starting at 2 AM in the morning demi mencari sesuap nasi? And if it's true that the Malay are lazy, who is willing to plow the rice field waktu tengah hari panas terik? Itu yang menjadi persoalan sekarang. Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syafiq bin Mansur. Our discussion today is not about Malay being lazy or not, or UiTM appropriate or not open to non-bumi putra. But today we want to see how the development in terms of political, economic and social can affect Malay culture and how Malay people can sustain that culture for now and in the future after this. At the beginning of this discussion, Hanan will tell 3 points on the surface level, and after that I will provide you in depth so that the points are clear and easy to understand.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Abdul Hanan bin Alias. Today I will talk about how change in the world are affecting Malay culture and how we can keep it strong for the future. The Malay community in Malaysia has a rich culture full of Islamic belief, traditional custom and a strong sense of togetherness. But as the world changes, our culture face some challenges. These changes come from new social trends, economic growth and political decisions, all of which affect our beliefs, traditions and way of life. First, let's talk about social change. With the internet and globalization, Malay youth are now exposed to many different cultures and ideas. This can be good because it helps us learn about the world, but it can also be bad because it might make us forget our own tradition. Let's look at economic change. As Malaysia develops and more people move to cities, our way of life changes. In village, people are very close and help each other out. But in cities, life can be more about individual success and less about community. While economic growth will bring better jobs and living standards, it also means we need to find ways to keep our traditions alive in a busy, in modern world. Politically, Malaysia has lost to protect our culture and language. The government promotes Malay as the national language and supports Malay custom. But sometimes the focus on economic progress can make it hard to pay enough attention to cultural preservation. To keep our culture strong, we need to work together. We can do this by teaching our children about Malay culture in schools.
Previously, Hanan mentioned the first point, which is globalization affect the culture through society changes. Basically, we can understand globalization as the process of putting the world under one particular standard. And during this time, the problem regarding border ataupun geography instantly gone, just like that. No need to worry about.
A new world order is emerging. A new axis of world powers with common grievances and one common enemy.
At this time, the best thing is the big and wide world has become small, because before this we thought like between US and Malaysia it is impossible for us to meet and chat. But right now, with the emergence of globalization, we can actually, in the early presentation, Hanan mentioned the challenge of globalization is that it might make us forget our own tradition and our culture as Malay. Yes, this is true, but for me, I see this globalization not as a slogan or merely theoretical knowledge, but I see this globalization as a strategy for the West to use it to colonize the non-Western society, and it can be considered as a new form of penjajahan sebenarnya. Point number two. Hanan said when our economy develop, we might have less time for the traditional practice and community gathering because we have a lot of tasks and things that need to be done, plus the stress at the environment punya working, which is slowly make us busy and neglect our tradition. If we look back, technological progress that drive economic development has forced the Malay community to change into a worker and materialistic society. This situation has caused men and women who work today to put work as a priority in life compared to the aspect of building a family in life. Due to the pressure of this life, a trend of late marriage between men and women was born because they feel that marriage will be an obstacle for their career development. Point number 3. Hanan said Malaysia has law to protect our culture and language. It is true that in Malaysia we have a policy known as the National Cultural Policy, which is responsible for restoring, preserving and developing culture toward strengthening national culture through joint research, development, education and cultural expansion and connection. The NCP was born after the incident of 13 May 1969, which had planned hatred among races in Malay land at that time. The government at that time saw the incident as a result of failure to understand the identity of the Malaysia wanted to bring after independence. This NCP outlined 3 main principles that have been set by the government. Number 1, the national culture must be based on the indigenous culture of the region. Number 2, suitable element from other culture may be accepted as part of the national culture. And the last one, number 3, Islam is an important component in the formulation of the national culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude, it's crucial to reflect on the importance of preserving Malay culture in the face of global advancements. Throughout our discussion, we have explored how the rapid developments in socio-economics and political spheres have impacted various cultural communities, including the Malay community. These changes bring both challenges and opportunities for cultural preservation, making it essential to find a balance that harnesses tradition while embracing progress. Earlier, we examined the profound richness of Malay culture, which encompasses a deep sense of tradition, strong belief, and philosophical views. However, the events of globalization and technological advancements poses significant risks to this cultural heritage. The younger generation in particular is increasingly drawn towards modern lifestyle, often at the expense of traditional values. To counter this trend, we must adopt proactive measures to safeguard our cultural legacy. One of the key initiatives that can play a pivotal role in this endeavor is the establishment of institutions like the Pusat Prihatin Budaya Melayu. Such centers are vital in reinforcing the Malay identity by focusing on 3 core areas, which is historical awareness, religious values, and cultural practice. These centers can offer educational programs that dive into the rich history of the Malay people, highlighting the achievement and contribution of past generations. By understanding their roots, the younger generation can develop a deeper appreciation for their heritage. Moreover, these centers can emphasize the importance of religious values that have always been integral to Malay culture. Islam, as the foundation of Malay identity, provides a moral and ethical framework that guides daily life. By incorporating religious teaching into cultural education, we can ensure that the younger generation upholds the spiritual values that have shaped Malay society for centuries. Community involvement is another crucial aspect of preserving Malay culture. Encouraging active participation in cultural events, traditional ceremonies and communal activities can foster a sense of belonging and pride among community members. These activities provide a platform for sharing knowledge, skills and experience, creating a supportive environment for cultural preservation. Additionally, governmental support and policies that promote cultural heritage can significantly bolster this effort, providing resources and infrastructure necessary for sustaining cultural initiatives. In conclusion, the preservation of Malay culture for future generations is a task that demands our concerted efforts. Through education, community engagement, and institutional support, we can ensure that the value, tradition, and belief that define Malay culture are passed down to future generations. We will not only keep our heritage vibrant and relevant, but also contribute to the broader narrative of cultural diversity and global understanding. Let us all commit to this noble cause, ensuring that the legacy of Malay culture continues to thrive in an ever-evolving world. Thank you.